Well, let's see what happens now on stage, because we have OutOfPoket on the left versus MartoGlade, an incredible trainer who had a nail-biter victory earlier on in the stream. We're kicking off game number 1. I want to see some spam in the chat. Let's spam this rocket to help OutOfPoket. And let's go, Marto. We've got Lickitung on the left and Skarmory on the right.
We've talked about this time and time again. Though this looks like it should be such an easy win for Skarmory, it's actually not, relying a lot of times on these charged attacks here. Meanwhile, Lickitung is basically on par with it here, almost even more. This body slam first now coming through. No protect shield from MartoGlade.
You might say it's easy to time your licks against Pokemon like Charge Bug or Talonflame, but it's very tough against a 2-turn Steel Wing Skarmory, and OutOfPoket is able to do exactly that. We're going to see the Sky Attack, I believe, get fired off here by Marto, trying to chip down this Lickitung and work the way through the matchup. No shield from OutOfPoket.
No shield, still has a lot of energy, but so does Marto here. Looks like he's going to throw off that body slam first, and Marto's choosing to let that go. Knows it's not going to be enough to knock him out, but now Pocket has to decide. The Sky Attack's going to get him low. Could be a potential Brave Bird and dip. The Charge Attack is ready. It's being loaded. The bubbles are all being swiped. Will Pocket choose to use a shield? Yes. Last second shield by Pocket.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's looking at the team composition. He has Lantern in the back, but he knows Whimsicott has been very strong for Marto all tournament long, so he does not want to give away switch advantage. He's going to throw the body slam into the Lickitung here. Do we see the Wigglytuff come out right now? Yes, we do.
A quick swap into for the Wigglytuff to punish that Lickitung here. Those licks doing absolutely nothing. Though the body slam is being started, OutOfPoket is not worried at all for his Wigglytuff. Meanwhile, with that cute little bow saying, I'm here and I'm ready to party.
I mean, Wigglytuff looks sweet, but it hits hard against this normal type Lickitung. The licks are double resisted onto the normal and fairy type Wigglytuff, so it is eating all kinds of fast attack pressure and not breaking a sweat.
Yeah, you saw that the looks like OutOfPoket was almost at the charge attack. I wonder if he'll throw at this point. We're going for that icy wind just to debuff even more, or if he's going to go for that full farm down. No, looks like he wants to throw right beforehand. Yeah. Doesn't want to let that body slam go through, because though the Wigglytuff has such a positive matchup here, doesn't want to let it get too low and cause a farm for the Pokemon that's coming in.
Well, look, speaking of farm, here comes Skarmory. I don't think Pocket can get to the icy wind in time. No, he doesn't. He gets absolutely devoured by the Skarmory's fast attacks. Now Whimsicott comes in. Pocket knows he's got Lantern in the back. He's not sure what to do next, but he comes in with the Lickitung, maybe to stall for time.
Just coming in, hoping to get off a little bit of damage here, hoping those licks will do some work, but having to fill up this last shield here, he knows how bad the matchup is between Lantern and Whimsicott, but I think it's a good indication to MartoGlade as well that he is in a good position overall, leaving actually too much farm with that Wigglytuff, and now causing just a lot of problems for OutOfPoket's backline.
Saw Marto look up from his phone. He says, I think I've got this match in the bag. If my opponent is shielding a 10% health Lickitung, they're in bad shape. And yes, that's the truth. Here comes Lantern in the back.
Is it a catch? But at what cost here? This is super effective Seed Bomb now is connecting. It looks like he will be able to get to another one even before OutOfPoket reaches the surf. And if MartoGlade is counting, which you know he can do, he's going to try to throw it first. No, going to let that surf go through. There is going to be a shield left. I think at this point, he's just going up for 2, right? He needs 1 to knock out the Lantern. He needs 1 to knock out that Lickitung and basically secure him game 1.
You nailed it, Amanda. I mean, the double Seed Bomb is all that Marto needs to win this game against the NAIC reigning champion. Seed Bomb connects, super effective damage. Whimsicott will win the charge attack priority, but it doesn't even matter. Here comes Whimsy, here comes Marto. Down goes Lickitung.
Lickitung is about to eat a Seed Bomb here with that wide open mouth, licking it up. Doesn't really like the taste of it at that point, because it tastes like defeat for game number 1 for OutOfPoket. But we know that OutOfPoket is very adaptable here. But my main question for you, Speedy, is can anyone stop MartoGlade?
I don't know. I mean, he just made Lickitung eat its vegetables for the day. I don't think he wants to do that again anytime soon, but OutOfPoket has been known to be very adaptable. I think his mental game is probably the one area that he has improved the most this season. The Pocket that you saw in Baltimore in the early parts of the season, not nearly anything like the Pocket that we see here on stage.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely true. And it's as you start to play these games more often, as you see other competitors, you start to see them as people as well, right? So it's like, of course, you know that everyone is just human at this point. Sometimes you see big names and you're like, oh, I could never beat someone like that. But I think Pocket's come to realize, hey, not only can I battle with the best of them, I am the best of them as well. They need to worry about fearing playing me.
Exactly. He can stand among the greats here in the competitive Pokemon Go community, but he needs to prove it on stage, right? And leaving too much Wigglytuff there to be Steel Wing down, and then having Lantern in the back. Yes, it makes sense for the team composition here from Marto. There's a Gligar, there's a Skarmory, there's an opposing Lantern. There are lots of targets for that Pokemon. However, Pocket just didn't have it in the right position that he wanted it.
Now, what I really am interested about is MartoGlade actually using this Whimsicott, because a lot of trainers prefer Cresselia because that actually has a very similar type of effects of what they are doing. But of course, Cresselia has a lot more bulk. Not in this battle at all, though. Let's see. This is a horrible, horrible matchup for Marto. Let's see how he's going to pivot out of there. We got that Wigglytuff against Annihilate, switching immediately to Lantern.
All right, I hear some chants in the crowd. Some Let's Go Martos, and let's get some rockets in the chat as well. We've got Lickitung versus the Lantern. Gonna pace to the Power Whip, but the Lantern gets to the Thunderbolt first. Marto gonna strike hard here against the normal type Pokemon.
Gonna strike hard, gonna strike fast, but that Lickitung is still gonna remain standing. Also, it's a charge attack as well. Looks like he's gonna go up a little bit above here, and this could be a potential baiting game because at this point, Marto almost has to shield the Lantern. No, he doesn't even do it. Maybe he's predicting that Pocket is going to bait, but this is going to do a lot of damage to the Lantern. You can see Marto shake his head. He's not happy about how that one played out. Now a body slam to boot.
We saw Marto in game number 1 play for energy advantage. That was his whole entire mission. Not shielding the Power Whip would lend you to believe that he's playing for the same advantage, but now throws up the shield. And now at this point, Lantern is closing in on the charge attack, maybe change his mind, wants to go for switch advantage. He fires off the Thunderbolt, and Pocket lets it through.
This is interesting. I think since Marto charged up so much, Pocket was expecting the same thing. Of course, he's going to bait. No, Marto going both times straighter for the heavier hitting attack because he does not want to get to his Wigglytuff or Annihilate my life with the Wigglytuff. But this is still so bad.
No, it's actually not. Look at Pocket's situation. He's got an Annihilate mirror match. He's got a huge energy advantage, and he's going to deal a ton of damage to the third Pokemon that Marto has there. Is Pocket going to call the Night Slash? No, he does the safe Protect Shield call, which makes sense.
I mean, Annihilate on Pocket side is ahead in energy. It was ahead in shields. I think this is a great advantage for Out of Pocket here. So it's like even he's going to exactly do what I think. He's going to go straight both times because he needs to get those shields stripped away. He knows he's going to still be able to reach that Shadow Ball ahead of time.
Yeah, wow, what an incredible shield call there by Marto. At this point, though, he's got another Night Slash bait. He's trying to double bait Pocket into protect shielding his Annihilate. Does Pocket call it? Pocket, no, he doesn't call it correctly. Shields the Night Slash. Now we see the Annihilate gathering additional energy. Pocket can fire whenever he wants. He chooses to go now, and he wins the charge attack priority.
That's a risky time to go. Pocket must understand that he maybe trained his Annihilate to have a very high attack because that was a risky play going at the exact same time. The Shadow Ball, enough to knock out. Here comes the Skarmory in, but Skarmory is going to need to be able to take attack here, going for that heavier hitting Shadow Ball. And do you think you were going to see an immediate swap the Wigglytuff just to get some charm damage?
No, I think the opposite. I think you stay in with Annihilate, you get as many counters as you possibly can. Oh, excuse me, we're going to see the Wigglytuff come in just like you said, Amanda. We might see a Brave Bird get fired off here, but that's the only way you can knock out the Lickitung and try to get back into this game.
That's so hard for Marto as well because now this counter damage is going to be doing even more, but he needed to throw something to get this Wigglytuff off the field. Meanwhile, a punch is coming in. Looks like Pocket's going to go ahead and take game number 2.
Absolutely. Pocket strikes back in game number 2, uses the Wigglytuff just like game number 1, but this time he found the right positioning. He sent it back out against the Skarmory. But the ending was different in game 2.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was a really good call by Pocket, recognizing, okay, I can't stay in with that Annihilate versus a Skarmory because if he ends up being able to farm me down, he's going to be able to Brave Bird again in the Wigglytuff, or he'll be able to double Sky Attack and take me out. I need to be able to at least do some damage with that Wigglytuff and cause Marto to make a decision.
Looking back at our game 2 replay, Lickitung coming in here to the Lantern matchup. Again, the Power Whip getting thrown and connecting didn't matter because Marto shielded as well, took down the Lickitung and secured switch advantage, but then Annihilate came in, and guess what? Protect shield advantage, energy advantage, Annihilate wreaked havoc on the back line here, but from Marto.
You saw this coming in. I like this play a lot. Going for that heavier hitting Shadow Ball, once that connects, just getting out of dodge here, coming letting the Wigglytuff be the charming self that it is to just start, you know, whittling away at that Skarmory, forcing Marto to make a move.
Is that it started wiggling away?
you and these punches, David. you are on, started willing away.
A big knockout there for Out of Pocket to seal up game number 2, but we're headed into a decisive game number 3 on the winner's side bracket. 2 fan favorites facing off here on stage in Hawaii. It all comes down to this.
Wouldn't have it any other way here in these winner semifinals. Decisive, game 3. Here we are. Skarmory. It looks like it's a little bit of a reverse situation here. Skarmory versus Annihilate. But as we know, this is sort of a baiting game. Is Marto going to go for that heavier hitting Shadow Ball, or is he going for the Night Slash? He's going for neither. As first Pocket is going for the Sky Attack.
You see Lantern on MartoGlade's side. It's definitely a solid pick, but it does not get aligned with the Skarmory here. So Skarmory's able to take that first protection away from the Annihilate. Meanwhile, Marto's kind of in a tough position. Does he decide to bait? Does he decide to go for the Shadow Ball out of pocket? Pressure on his shoulders.
Pressure on his shoulders. Looks like he's going to shield up. He's got 1 second left to decide. This is going to go through, but it's going to be big, knocking out that Skarmory. Marto has completely not gotten what he wanted, the Lantern on the Skarmory, but it's still, he has a half-health Annihilate with a lot of energy.
Yeah, I think Pocket preferred that Annihilate with energy and shield advantage in game number 2. He's going to try to go for the same maneuver here, but now Marto baiting another Night Slash. He's taken so many shields off of Pocket with the Night Slashes. It's actually incredible.
Yeah, this Annihilate is pretty much going bananas. Not only did he get a shield, he was already at another Night Slash. So though Pocket will let this one go through, going to get a lot of damage in, and I think at this point he'll probably just let it go, or will he? Because he just got the boost.
Exactly. Out of Pocket did win the charge attack priority earlier on in the series. He doesn't force it here. He's going to go for the Night Slash. Marto going to wisely let his Annihilate go. It's got very little health. He only has 1 Protect Shield remaining. Got to hold on to that valuable resource. In comes Lantern. At this point, I think Pocket is starting to see a win condition, but time will tell.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is all coming down to baiting games, right? If you have 1 shield left, you're wondering, is they going to throw that heavier hitting attack? He is, and look how much damage that does to the Lantern. In comes the Licky Tongue here. Licky Tongue just continuing to slobber away. It's so close, too close to call here. Catching the body slam, though. MartoGlade doing well to MartoGlade does best.
Lantern keeps on swimming. Skarmory takes to the skies, absorbs a resisted body slam, and things are getting really difficult for Pocket here. He's looking down. He's trying to apply as much damage as he possibly can, but Skarmory's so resilient, already has enough energy for a Sky Attack and a half. Licky Tongue, meanwhile, aiming for the body slam, but Skarmory fires first.
Looks like this first Sky Attack is going to go through. I don't think at this point Pocket probably suspects it's not going to be a Brave Bird.
Yeah.
He is correct there. He wants to try to keep the shield, just getting a lot more energy. Wonderful counting there by Pocket as well, letting this body slam go. And I mean, at this point, there's still shields left on both sides. Low health Pokemon on both sides. And this is Decisive game 3. It's coming down to this. Sky Attack coming through, getting that last Protect Shield off of Pocket because he wants to keep this Licky Tongue around.
Out of Pocket is running out of options here, forced to Protect Shield up his Licky Tongue. Gonna look for a body slam here to get the knockout against the Skarmory, but that Lantern's still in the back. He's gonna fire with the body slam, try to pick up the KO here and piece together a plan to try and win this game, but there's still a healthy Lantern in the back.
Yeah, body slam connecting here. Lantern is sort of healthy. This other body slam coming through here. MartoGlade is shielding this up. No Protect Shields left. Will he be able to water gun down? Does this Annihilate has any energy left? Because there is a Thunderbolt now loaded on the other side, and Pocket not going to be able to make it in time.
Pocket, does he have it? No, he does not. Here comes Marto. Lantern Thunderbolt is going to shock Pocket and shock the stage, picking up the knockout and winning him game number 3 in one of the closest series we've seen all day long.
And you can hear the crowd cheering for MartoGlade, but Out of Pocket is not out of the tournament. Wonderful plays by him as well. Continuing on from the winners semifinals, MartoGlade has made it so far today, proving that he is one of the best players in the world.